So right in front of me, I have the PixelBook Go. This is a device that a lot of people are excited about because it is cheaper than the more expensive PixelBook. The PixelBook costs $1,000 for the base model, whereas this brand new PixelBook Go costs $650. That's a big difference in price for a lot of people who are looking for Chromebooks. Now I know some of you out there still think it's too expensive, and quite frankly, for most people it is, because people are just used to cheaper Chromebooks. But you have to understand something. In order for Google to push the Chromebook industry forward, they have to create a design that appeals to a lot of people, because manufacturers will start to get stale and just continue pumping out the same looking laptops. Now this is the black version. This is available for pre-order today. We get paperwork, and with that paperwork, we get instructions on how to set it up. We get some stickers, some little Google stickers over here, which you guys know I like to put on myself. Now, if you want the rest of these stickers, I will send it out to you. I don't care where you live in the world, I will send you these 2 stickers, and you can show it to your mother, you can put it on your fridge, you can give it to a kid to make his day a little bit better. We have a USB Type-C cable. This is obviously to charge the device. And of course, we have a 45-watt charging brick. Now, Google is saying that this device can last up to 12 hours on a single charge. That's pretty impressive, but even if it can't, it does support fast charging. I really dig the design of this laptop. It's super clean, very minimalistic, made out of magnesium alloy, so it feels premium. Top is clean, just the Google logo, and then you flip it to the bottom and you have a totally, completely different pattern. Now the pattern reminds me of like a washboard. Like when you feel it, there's like these little indents inside of it, which gives the laptop better grip. Like if you're throwing this in your bag, you're picking it up, you're gonna feel a lot more confident doing it. You can get inside of it with these 2 screws. I imagine there's a couple more under here, but I don't think that much is upgradable. Most of the components will be soldered onto the motherboard. For ports, on the right-hand side, we have a USB Type-C port. Obviously, this is not Thunderbolt 3. And you have a headphone jack. On the other side, you have another USB Type-C port, and of course an LED indicator to give you notifications on what's going on with your device. Now this is a 2.3 or 2.4 pound laptop. So 2.4 pounds if you're buying the 4K model, which is something you can't do with the regular PixelBook. But if you do buy the 4K model, you have to dish out a lot more money and buy the i7 model. And that gets very, very pricey at that point. When you open this up and you type on this keyboard, it feels exactly like the PixelBook, but a little bit better. It has the same type of travel distance, so very shallow, but because there's a lot of actuation and force on the click, it just feels a lot more premium than other competing products. Like the MacBook Pro or the MacBook Air should definitely take some notes from Google's keyboard because they just do it better. Speakers are dual speakers. I'm expecting them to sound good. I'm not going to do a test yet. I'll save that for my full review, but at least they're front facing, and that's exactly what you want on an Ultrabook or Chromebook. Touchpad is a very good size. You have a lot of horizontal space. It is made out of glass, so I'm expecting good accuracy. Now the display, unfortunately, is only 16 by 9, at least in terms of the aspect ratio. Like I was hoping they would implement a 3:2 aspect ratio like the PixelBook. So this screen is much better for content, like watching content, whereas the PixelBook would be more towards productivity. You just have more vertical space to work with. Now, one thing I do like, besides the touch functionality, is the fact that there's a 1080p webcam. This is something a lot of laptops don't get today. Bezels are a little big. I mean, the sides are not too bad, but the top and bottom are a little bit thick for 2019 standards. One other little thing I want to point out is the little indent they have in the front of the laptop. This allows you to place it on your desk and open it up with one hand. This is very convenient, especially if you're a student or anybody who's placing their laptop on their desk with one hand, has a bunch of stuff on the other hand. You can just kind of multitask and do it at the same time. Now, in terms of specs, this starts with an M3 processor. This is the 8th gen version of it, so it's not using the latest Intel processors, which is fine. It'll get you going in Chrome OS. It's not going to be super slow, but I think the best bang for your buck in terms of their lineup is the one I have here. This is the i5 model, 128 gigabyte SSD. It has 8 gigabytes of RAM, which I think is more than plenty fast for Chrome OS. Now, if you want to get crazy, you can spec this with an i7 and a full 4K display. and it's gonna cost you a lot of money. And I think at that point, a lot of people might gravitate towards the PixelBook just because it has more versatility and it also works with the PixelBook pen. This doesn't work with the PixelBook pen. You can pre-order this today, or if you want the pink one, you have to wait a little bit more. Full review is coming out next week. And if you have any questions about this device that you want me to cover in it, as always, let me know in the comments section down below and I'll try to answer as many of them as I can. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.